I got a lot of feedback from several different people regarding that, so I kind of took some suggestions from that. I thought that we could that's that same root word that's there. So phileo is more of that. It's a reciprocal love between two people in a very strong friendship or brotherly kind of scenario. So that would be that word. Pragma is one that develops over time, and the one that was kind of used. This one is after a while. If there can be both multiple kinds of love in a relationship, right? So it's not, loaned out or, singled out to one particular kind. You can only have one kind of a relationship with a person. But after a while, there becomes, between two people who've known each other for a really long time, or two people who've been married for a very long time, there becomes this pragmatic part of this relationship that there's just so much trust involved that there's a complete love of just being with that person, that it's just a part of who you are. And that's what they would use for that is pragma. We talked also about storge, which is a love between mostly parents and children, but it's a tight family bond of some other kind. And so there's that one, storge, as well. Ludus is one that's probably we get the root word lewd, coming out of this as well. It's a bit more flirtatious and often one-sided. So this one's a little bit different than that one. So that one didn't really fit into our God is love lesson. So I didn't throw that one in at the time. But it is one of those other words that they would use for that. And then the last one is philautia or philautia. I don't know how they say that one, but it's care for yourself, to where you have self-esteem. So it's kind of like that, you love yourself enough that you care for yourself, you take care of yourself, that you have enough self-worth. So those are the kinds of words that we'd use. So those are the words that they have for the different words for love. And then, of course, the last one is agape. And we focused really in on that because that's the unconditional love that we see in the New Testament. But was asked of me afterward is, what about the Old Testament? Because it's not in Greek. And what word is being used in that one? And so I thought we'd kind of look at that a little bit this morning. Because we know in the New Testament, God is defined to us as a way that he is showing us this agape love. This, greater than any kind of love. It is one-sided in the sense of who has to decide it's going to happen. So, when you love somebody unconditionally, it doesn't matter what they do in response to you. It doesn't change that love that you would have for somebody. God's love is unconditional toward us in the sense that there's nothing we can do that takes us away from his love. Now, it can have consequences in our actions. There can be things that separate us because of sin, but it doesn't actually end his love for us. And we see that so many times throughout, and it shows up in this one as well in two different translated ways on there as well. And I've asked Josh if he'll read us his first verse in Jeremiah 31, verse 1.